We are the Beer Amigos. We like beer. We are amigos. And that's why we call ourselves the Beer Amigos.
Everybody.
We are the Beer Amigos. We like beer. We are amigos. And that's why we call ourselves the Beer Amigos. The Beer Amigos.
Today on the Beer Amigos, Travis visits a couple breweries on his long overdue honeymoon, and coverage from the sold-out North Fork Craft Beer BBQ and Wine Festival presented by Starfish Junction. Hey, this is Travis.
And this is Mike.
And we are the Beer Amigos! Episode 4. Faux shizzle.
Nice.
Faux nizzle.
Here we are.
Yeah, it's the end of the summer, Mike.
Unfortunately.
The unofficial end of the summer.
Unfortunately.
School's back in session and...
School's not out.
Ever! Except for during the summer!
So, Travis is fresh back from his long overdue honeymoon.
This is true.
He took some adventures while he was there. He's gonna share them with us, actually.
I did. A few weeks ago, my wife and I left to go again on our long overdue honeymoon. We went down to Gatlinburg, Tennessee. We went to the Smoky Mountains, but on the way there, we stopped at the Dogfish Head Ale House in Falls Church, Virginia.
Yum.
For me, it always triple yum. Actually, 4 times the yum. Episode 4, faux yum. Since I'm a huge Dogfish Head fan, this was like a dream come true to stop at the Ale House. I had to eat the Ale House barbecue burger. This burger was literally a 2 4-ounce hamburger patty that was wood grilled with barbecue sauce, topped with cheddar cheese, had applewood smoked bacon, fried onion rings, and it was on a wood grilled bun brushed with barbecue ranch sauce.
Thanks for inviting me, Drew.
I actually considered inviting Mike on my honeymoon, and just my wife didn't think that was
no
too
chaperone
much.
necessary.
That was too much of a good idea. But I'm a small guy. I'm only 135 pounds, and this burger was probably half my weight.
You ate your weight
I
in burgers.
ate my weight in burgers. What was really exciting for me was that the night we arrived, they tapped a fresh keg of Burton Baton, which is hands down one of my top 5 favorite beers of all time. Burton Baton is a blend of an English-styled old ale and an imperial IPA. And as stated on Dogfish Head's site, after fermenting the separate beers in our stainless steel tanks, the two are transferred and blended together in one of our large oak tanks. Burton Baton then sits in the oak tank for about a month. Again, definitely one of my top 5 favorite beers of all time. It pours an orange, amber color, and the best way I could describe the taste is if you just imagine a 10% alcohol by volume imperial IPA that has incredible citrus notes, but at the same time tastes creamy and has hints of vanilla due to the wood aging. That's Burton Baton, a creamy imperial IPA with vanilla notes throughout. I highly recommend this beer to anyone who's a fan of imperial IPAs or simply appreciates unique and delicious beers. When we got down to Gatlinburg, Tennessee... Wait, do you want me to still talk?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, all right. When we got down to Gatlinburg, Tennessee, we went to the Smoky Mountain Brewery, which obviously is named after the Smoky Mountains in Tennessee. It was unbelievably inexpensive. My wife and I went there one night, a little bit after 9 o'clock. We ordered 2 beers, and they're known for their famous pizzas. So we ordered just 2 beers and a pizza, and every time we ordered something new, they gave us our check. Okay, so first we get the check for the 2 beers. Our check is $1.98. We're like, what? $1.98? They have 99-cent beers. We were actually there prior to 9 p.m. a few days ago, and their beers were only $3.50. So there's a big price difference between New York and Gatlinburg, Tennessee. But their beers were good.
You went to Tennessee to have pizza.
I went to Tennessee to have pizza. What was funny was all throughout Tennessee, pizza restaurants said serving New York style pizza.
That's the worst.
Everywhere. But the Smoky Mountain Brewery pizza was actually very good. And the beers were just very sessionable beers, nothing that you took a sip of and said, wow, this is, something that's I'm going to buy a 6-pack of and bring home.
You don't want to take it home with you?
Exactly. But it was definitely, it was good quality, sessionable beers. That's the way I'll put it. Again, nothing too exciting, but, very good takes on traditional American recipes. And it's always fun just to check out, the beer scene in Gatlinburg, Tennessee, which basically doesn't exist outside the Smoky Mountain Brewery, but I'm glad I had the opportunity to get there. But
yeah, absolutely. We like putting our explorer hats on sometimes and hit the road.
It's great. So, Mike, where have you explored this summer?
Nothing. I haven't really done too much, unfortunately, other than kick it locally. It's been good, and I'm looking forward to fall. Fall's my favorite season.
Oh, fall's nice. Pumpkin beer.
Just the weather in general.
Beers.
I feel like Long Island is the perfect storm of weather for the fall season. Yeah, and I'm looking forward to it.
Me too. My 1-year anniversary is coming up.
Oh,
so
man.
I really was a long overdue honeymoon. And Mike was at my my wedding last year.
I was.
It was before we were total bros.
Yeah,
we were like 50% bros.
We were bros in training.
Obviously, it blossomed fruitfully.
It came to fruition. So we have a ton of great content from the festival, and we've been waiting to share it with you. Here's the moment. I hope you guys enjoy.
Hey, this is Travis from the Beer Amigos. I'm here with Sean Nolan from Great South Bay Brewery. Sean, can you tell everybody a little bit about the beers you are serving here at the North Fork Craft Beer Festival?
All right, so today we did 3 special releases for all the great fans out here at Martha Clara. First up was the Vienna-style lager, 5%, really traditional, super dry lager, true to form, really nice. We kicked the first 6 in 35 minutes. And next up at 3 o'clock, we have the Imperial Blonde. This is a 9% Belgian strong ale, almost like a brut champagne it'll remind you of, lagered for a little while. Very, very nice beer, a little strong. And then lastly, we made a special beer for this event. It's the Starfish Junction Ale, ABV unknown on this one. It is an American wheat flavored with a little bit of blood orange from Italy near the volcanoes. So we're looking forward to this one. It's a beautiful day out here, and thanks for drinking craft beer. Cheers, guys.
We're here with Matt Spitz from the Long Island Beer and Malt Enthusiasts. Matt, how's today going so far?
Oh, today's going fantastically. It's a beautiful day here at Martha Clara Vineyards. It's for better weather. Very nice. Good event.
How many beers are the Long Island Beer and Malt Enthusiasts serving today, approximately?
We brought 13 beers with us, 13 different home brews from all different brewers, and a varying of styles as well. So we got a good spectrum of beers here today.
What did you have your hand in making?
Me and my wife made a mojito pale ale. We pretty much did it's American style pale ale with lime and mint in the boil, and also used lime and mint as like dry hopping in quotes. You can't see me, but quotations dry hopping.
There were quotes.
Yes, there were hand quotes. But yeah, dry hop with mint and lime zest. So you really had a refreshing limey mint mojito pale ale.
I'm going to have to get me that. I haven't had it yet.
Yeah, I haven't had any either yet.
You won't get any because it kicked already. It was the first one to go. It was very popular today.
The Beer Amigos are procrastinators.
We'll have to catch the tail of that, along the line. But obviously a great play on a popular summer drink in the mojito and making it into a beer. So obviously it was well received if it's already not available.
Yeah, I'll make it again probably. I'll have to make it again.
Yeah, the demand is there. So,
yeah. And for people who don't know who the Long Island Beer and Malt Enthusiasts are, can you just give a little brief introduction as to who you guys are and what you do?
Okay, so we started as a beer enthusiast group. We're not necessarily a home brewing group. You don't need to be a home brewer to be in the group. You just need to love craft beer. There are other groups on Island which are home brewing groups, but we wanted to be the other end of that. So anyone who loves craft beer, no matter being from St. Adams, Sierra Nevada to Russian River and stuff you can't get in New York, some crazy whatever beers. So you love the craft beer, come on down to Long Island, the Beer and Malt Enthusiasts, and you'll be well received. We obviously we do have homebrewers in the group, and we love to homebrew and push the boundaries of what's a beer and what's not a beer, but we're just a group who loves craft beer.
I mean, pushing the envelope essentially will lead to a revolution and evolution of the beer industry. So it's appreciated. We enjoy the exotic attempts and inspiration filled drinks. So, Matt, thank you for your time. We'll actually meet up with Matt's wife a little bit later and talk about Girls Pine Out. So, Matt, we appreciate your time again. Thanks.
You are very welcome. I appreciate you coming over to me and asking for my opinions. Cheers.
Hey, this is Travis from the Beer Amigos.
And this is Mike, and we are having a super neat Beer Amigos adventure. Yes, right now.
Woo! Nico, we're here with Nico from Super Beer Neat Beer. Nico, what do you do?
Travis does not read my blog, apparently. He has no idea what I do or what the blog is about. Back to you, Travis.
Right now, Nico is holding my hand very thoroughly, sensually, and with enthusiasm.
Travis, what's the name of the blog?
Super Neat Beer Adventure, yes.
2 exclamation points, guys.
So why don't you just give everyone a little bit of background on this blog you do and where people could find it and why they should look for it?
The blog is called Super Neat Beer Adventure, yes, as Travis pointed out.
2 exclamation points.
2 exclamation points. It's for Long Island Pulse magazine, and it pertains to anything related to Long Island craft beer. So anything about events, new beers, anything Long Island craft beer, you can find it on Super Neat Beer Adventure, yes, 2 exclamation points.
Awesome. And have you had any Long Island beers today that you haven't had before that you've thoroughly enjoyed?
No, I don't drink beer.
Don't drink beer. What do you drink? Water, apple juice?
I like skim milk, to be honest with you. Not 1% skim,
Okay.
not 2% either.
And I noticed you're eating a delicious sandwich. Why don't you let everyone know what sandwich you're currently eating?
I'm eating a turkey and Swiss Sammy with lettuce, tomato, a little bit of mayonnaise. Not too much, though. It's great.
Even in this blistering heat, you're drinking dairy?
In this blistering heat, he's wearing pants, a shirt, and an undershirt.
And drinking dairy.
And drinking dairy.
I am sweating profusely through my clothes, but I look good, so that's all that matters.
That's all that matters. So, yes, thank you, Nico. Cheers. And we're going to have Nico, I think, in the studio very, very, very soon with some special surprises.
We're cutting something. We're doing something crazy. Be there.
Woo! See you guys then. Hey, this is Travis from the Beer Amigos. I'm here with Rob Wilson from Squid Ink Brews at the North Fork Craft Beer Festival. Rob, what are you currently serving to everyone?
Right now I'm pouring my favorite recipe to make. It's the Ulterior Motive. It's an old style alt beer, which in German means old. It's an ale yeast that we use in the old style from northern Germany, and then we cold condition it, and it's getting a pretty good response right now. I'm very happy.
Great. And when you say we, do you do this alone, or are you actually doing this with someone else?
Well, we is Squid Ink Brews is me as the brewer, owner, bottle washer, chief cook, whatever. And, we do have a CEO, my lovely wife, Julia, who actually runs, working on our business plan and stuff like that. But the actual operations is all me right now. When we grow, I'm sure I'm going to get other people to come on board, but we is me and my wife at Squid Ink Brews.
That's perfect. Keep it in the family is always the easiest thing. I say my wife takes the photographs for the Beer Amigos. Mike's girlfriend makes the flyers, the posters, so I think that's just the easiest way to go about that kind of stuff.
Yeah, well, right now it's startup.
Same for us. Yes.
It's a fantastic thing, and the turnout is great. And the brothers here from Long Island Beer Malt Enthusiast, Malt Beer Enthusiast. I don't know, what is our name this week? We're pouring some great beers here, and we're having a great time at the festival. It doesn't get any better than this. It's a great day. It's glad to see you guys are here. I love your show.
Thank you so much.
Enjoy.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Rob. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thank you. We're at the North Fork Craft Beer Festival. We're here with Chef Michelle of Miss Michelle's Urban Gourmet. Today she definitely made some product with beer, a gluten-free product provided by the Great South Bay Brewery. Chef Michelle, would you be kind enough to tell us about that?
Sure thing. Great South Bay was kind enough to create me a fabulous gluten-free beer. I created today these little beer bites. I have a coffee cake beer bite, a regular full-flavored Great South Bay gluten-free beer bite, and an orange cranberry, and also the best oatmeal raisin cookies you ever had.
It's legit. I've had her donuts. I am about to enjoy a beer bite. Everything I've had from her is amazing. She just opened up her own bakery in Bayport, located on Middle Road. Would you be kind enough to tell us exactly where that is?
Yeah, we're located at 572 Middle Road in Bayport. We're open every day but Monday, and if you want to check us out at the website, it's www.missmichellesurbangourmet.com.
And you're also on Facebook, correct?
Correct. Yep, you could just look up Miss Michelle's Urban Gourmet.
Outstanding. Delicious products, amazing woman. Be sure to meet her and definitely inquire more about her. You won't be disappointed. Thanks for your time.
Thanks so much.
Hey, this is Travis from the Beer Amigos. I'm here with Matt from Brewers East End Revival. Matt, can you just share a little bit about what you guys had to sample today and how the response was?
Sure. So we had 10 beers on tap today at the North Fork Craft Beer Festival. We had several Belgian beers, several American-style beers, and we, after about an hour and a half of the event, tapped out. We served 50 gallons of beer within the first hour and a half, and we are thrilled with that. We had, as I said, American beers, blonde ales, blueberry ales, pale ales, but the most well-received, at least from my experience, has been the Belgian Triple, as well as the Facepalm Pale Ale and our wit beer. We are a passionate group of home brewers. Our beer is not available at retail outlets. We brew in our kitchens, our garages, and our backyards, and we share our passion and our product with the populace at events like this. And we are thrilled with this result, that we tapped out within an hour and a half of opening the festival.
Definitely unbelievably, that's incredible. That's exciting. Now, thank you. If anyone wants to find more information on the Brewers East End Revival, where can they locate information on you guys?
So, information on Brewers East End Revival can be found through our website, www.beerhbc.org. So, Brewers East End Revival. Substitute the first letter of each one for beer. HBC for homebrewclub.org, and we're in good shape.
All right, well, thank you so much. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you.
Hey, this is Travis from the Beer Amigos. I'm here with Stacy from Long Island Girls Pint Out and Long Island Beer and Malt Enthusiasts. Stacy, why don't you just give me some background on what you're doing today and what you're feeling about this festival?
Oh, I love this festival because the atmosphere is amazing. It's out at a winery, but it's like an amazing place out in the outdoors, and all the people are so friendly, so nice, and it's just like a beautiful day as always. The weather's always great. And I'm pouring a beer with Long Island Beer and Malt Enthusiasts. Yeah, I'm also pouring a beer with Long Island Girls Pint Out. Long Island Girls Pint Out, it's a group meant to inform women about beer and to get them to explore beer and not think it's such a boys' club, and just education, more knowledge. Like if they want to brew, they could come brew with us, and we have various events on Long Island.
Well, thank you so much, Stacy.
Thanks.
Enjoy.
It's good to see you.
We're here with Lori Spitz from Girls Pine Out, also a Long Island Beer and Malt Enthusiast member. Lori, how's your day going so far?
It is going fantastic.
What are you guys pouring today? What are you ladies pouring today?
What are us ladies pouring today? We're offering 2 beers today. The first one is a lavender honey wheat spelt ale. It's a wheat beer that we use spelt instead of 100% regular wheat. We also use clover honey and local lavender. And then the second one is a dry Irish stout with cocoa nibs from Ghana and Madagascar vanilla beans.
Nice. How are those being received thus far today?
Amazing. Like, the response is absolutely overwhelming. I teared up a little bit earlier.
Oh, you had a moment?
I did.
It's all right. I mean,
I got a little verklempt.
This is if I'm correct, this is the first event you've had your actual own table.
Yes, we did.
Nice. The Girls Pine Out have been great to the Beer Amigos, and you can find them on Facebook as Girls Pine Out. And also, Lori, can you tell us where else they can find more about what you're doing?
Sure. You can find us on Twitter, actually. It's New York NY Girls Pine Out on Twitter. On Facebook, where if you search for Long Island Girls Pine Out, you'll find all our most up-to-date events and where you can find us. And then you can visit the main website at girlspineout.com, and that's the National Girls Pine Out chapter. Oh, I'm sorry.
Ladies drink real beer. Respect that, and look into these women for sure. They're doing a great thing.
Hells yeah. Thank you.
Hell yeah.
Thank you.
We're at the North Fork Craft Beer Festival with Dave from Bellport Cold Beer and Soda. And Dave, how's your day going so far?
what could be better than this? I'm hanging out with beer people, drinking beer. I've tried a whole load of phenomenal stuff, and I haven't moved from my spot. People keep bringing me beer. How cool is that?
Such a tough job.
Yeah, can't get better than that. Dave, what are you pouring today?
I am pouring for Sierra Nevada, who I joyfully brewed with in November, and they sent 2 kegs for me to pour for them. I am pouring their Pale Ale and their Summerfest, and I'm helping Steve from Barrage. I gave him half my table so he could pour and bring his beer out to the masses, and he made some great beers. I don't know if you tried them, but you need to.
Yes. Nice. Dave is available on Facebook, Bellport Cold Beer and Soda. Dave, where can we visit you? Where's your location?
417 Station Road in Bellport. That's exit 56, and well, my ad says 56 and 1, but it's not really 1 mile. It's like 1.25 miles, but it sounded stupid in the ad, so it's 56 and 1/4 miles down.
Nice.
Take it south. You go over the train tracks. You don't stop at the quick stop. You don't want to go there. You pass there, a 1/4 mile past there on the left, big beer and soda roof, sign on the roof.
Perfect. Visit Dave. He's Stockton. He's an awesome guy. Thanks.
Thank you, guys.
Hey, this is Travis from the Beer Amigos. I'm here with Steve from Barrage Brewing. Steve, can you just give everyone a little bit of feedback on what you're pouring here at the North Fork Craft Beer Festival?
Sure. Today we're pouring a Insane Summer Ale brewed with Sriracha Ace hops, Citra hops, Travis's favorite.
Yes. That's an amazing finish. We had it earlier.
Oh,
There
beautiful,
you go.
beautiful.
There you go. We're also pouring Necromancer Double IPA, which is a pretty much double IPA, 7.5% alcohol, 5 types of hops in it. Honey. Also have Golden Goddess, which is just a typical golden ale. We're trying to get all those, big brewery guys away and try craft beer, so I figured we'd try it that way. And also, what's the other one we have?
I don't think I...
Black Spot.
Black Spot.
Black Spot, the Black Rye IPA, which everyone's killing right now.
Okay, I'm going to have to try that. And can you just give everyone a little bit of information on what maybe they can expect from Barrage or what you hope for them to expect in the near future?
Well, obviously, quality beer. Craft beer. What we're trying to do, we're trying to bridge the gap between the common guy that likes to drink the light beers, aka, the big guys. Right. And we're trying to get them over to the craft side, try some things so then we can hook them, and then they can try things like Insane Summer Ale, Necromancer. We're going to do seasonal beers, just like a lot of the other breweries. We're going to have Incantation Pumpkin Ale coming up real soon. Some Saisons. Okay. We have a sour right now that's been sitting in a fermenter for probably about 6 months. Hopefully we'll be open by the end of the year. In Freeport, over North Main Street, Freeport. Starting out with a 3-barrel system, but we're already looking at a bigger building because things are going real well.
Great. Well, the Beer Amigos unbelievably are excited for that.
Where can our listeners find more about what's going on at Barrage Brewery?
You could go on www.barragebrewing.com, follow us on Twitter, Facebook, go to Dave over at Bellport Dave's, and he's always got something about us going on because he's our boy.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Steve. I greatly appreciate it.
Trav, Mike. Thank you, guys.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, I think this is a good time to stop right now. I remember a year ago at the Long Island City Craft Beer Festival, Steve was pouring his Sriracha Hop Ale, which at the time he was calling Endless Summer Ale. I believe Steve told Mike and I that due to many other brewing companies already having that name, he had to change it. So he decided to go with Insane Summer Ale, which totally fit the characteristic of this beer to me. You think about summer ales that you've had before, and this one, in my opinion, tastes nothing like the ones that you're used to. Like many summer ales, it's definitely a light-bodied ale.
Everything you want from a summer ale.
Everything you want from a summer ale, but this beer tasted like sunshine in a glass
It's
to me.
got a cherry on top?
There was no cherry, but it made me so happy.
Trav, when you had it, did you sing, I've got sunshine
on a cloudy day?
It was gorgeous out.
this Insane Summer Ale, it had the Japanese developed Sriracha hops, which is like such a unique hop flavor, so it's really hard for someone like me who isn't too experienced having these Sriracha hop beers to really explain in detail what what those hops do to the overall flavor of a beer. But it definitely had those hints of lemon zest and that lemongrass aroma, and it was seriously just such an kick-ass, insane beer.
Yeah, that
so
Sriracha
good.
makes sweet, sweet love to your taste buds. Does you dirty.
I just pictured it, Mike. But it was so great. So I think it's time for... Beer
And we're going to rate on a scale of 1 to 5, 5 being the best.
So I'm going to review Steve and Barrage Brewing's Insane Summer Ale. Insane in the membrane! And I am going to have to give this beer, drumroll please, 4.5 Pistol Pete's!
That concludes our home team coverage of the North Fork Craft Beer BBQ and Wine Festival. We'll be back in a minute with the visitors.
Hey guys, this is Todd Long from the Long Island Beer and Malt Enthusiasts, and I'm here at the North Fork Craft Beer Festival at Martha Clara's Vineyards with the Beer Amigos. Rock and roll!
And we are back. We're back in black! Coming up right now, we have a brief interview with Tommy Knocker Brewery. This was their first time on Long Island, and we also have an interview with Innocent Gun. Enjoy.
Travis and I are here with Dan Burns from Tommy Knocker Brewery. This is their first time on Long Island. They're from Colorado, so we're giving them a warm welcome. Dan, can you tell me what you guys are pouring today?
We're pouring our Hop Strike. It's a black rye IPA, 7% ABV. And we're also pouring our pumpkin beer.
Nice. You have some bottled beer as well. What do you have?
In bottles, we have our double bock, Butthead Bock. We have our maple nut brown ale, and we also have our Thunderberry, which is raspberry, blueberries, and cherries. It's a wheat base.
Delicious beer. I fully enjoyed it. Great. Summer,
I agree.
Great summer ale. This is Tommy Knocker's first time here, so we'd like to welcome them with open arms. And they're currently available on Long Island and in New York as of very recently.
Within the last 2 weeks.
For more information on Tommy Knocker Brewery, visit TommyKnocker.com. Also, you can find them on Facebook at Tommy Knocker Brewery. Thanks for your time, Dan.
Thank you. Enjoy, guys.
We are here with John Freeman from the Innocent Gun Brewery, brewed in Edinburgh, Scotland. John, you were pouring the original oak-aged beer and the rum cask oak-aged beer as well. Would you kind of tell us a little bit about each of those?
Sure. The thing about the original that's so special is actually discovered by accident. A happy accident. In 2002, William Grant & Sons, the good people that bring you Balvenie, Grant's, and Glenfiddich, actually wanted to do a line extension for Grant's, and Grant's wanted to distinguish himself amongst the bigger brothers, Balvenie and Glenfiddich, so they wanted to make a line extension that wasn't as typical as the other whiskeys. They wanted to do, the other whiskeys were doing sherry cask, we all know this, fine French oak, rum cask finished single malt whiskeys. What they wanted to do is to try to create an ale cask finished whiskey, and I think you see where this story is going. It had never been done before, and it was actually extremely difficult to do, because they reached out to brewers there in Scotland and said, basically what we need is for you to come up with a recipe that when you pour it into barrels, its sole purpose in life is to import its flavor into the wood so that we can pour the beer down the drain and then put whiskey in it, and it will retain an ale finish, which we thought would be more approachable to a different a demographic of whiskey drinkers who might want a softer single malt or blended whiskey. So they set upon this journey to find a brewer that could do this beer. On the journey to create a ale finished whiskey, William Grant & Sons went to several different brewers. Nothing that they did was really working, so they actually reached out to a family of brewers called the Sharp family. Dougal Gunn Sharp, Neil Innes Sharp, whose father, Russell Sharp, at the time was running Caledonia Brewing and had made that I think that brewery's been around since the 1700s and actually made that brewery what it is today in the modern age. Dougal Gunn Sharp. He actually used to be the head chemist for Seagram's and actually developed the recipe for Captain Morgan, and then got recruited by William Grant & Sons, were working with him already. So they said, you're a brewer. We've gone to these other brewers. What can you do for us? Can you help us? So Dougal Gunn Sharp and his father developed, they said the first thing is that you need a beer that's more like a sherry. Sherry finishes are very common in single malt whiskeys. So let's make a light to medium bodied Scottish ale and something that's not too malty, and let's give it a shot. And of course they nailed it. And that's why we're all sitting here talking. So in 2002, the Sharp family, still brewing for Caledonia, created a beer that they sold to William Grant & Sons, thousands of barrels. And they thought, as a brewer, this is ingenious. I mean, here it is, this whiskey distillery. All they want us to do is brew beer that they're going to age in barrels and then throw away. Their checks never bounce. Eureka!
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
So they thought this was the greatest thing ever. Now, the smartest people in the room ended up being the people that worked at the distillery. Because even though the beer was supposed to be thrown away, it actually they were bringing water bottles and lemonade bottles and whatnot and water bladders and whatnot to work and filling this beer up in their vessels and taking it home. So by 2004, there was actually quite a buzz. I'd say late 2003 to be more accurate. There's quite a buzz in Edinburgh about this wood beer. Never had a name, never been sold, never intended to be sold.
An underground following.
Yeah, and so the story goes that in 2003, a phone call was made to Glenfiddich, where our barrels were being stored, Glenfiddich and Balvenie. And it's always a friend of a friend of a friend who lets a secret out. It's never someone who really knows. And a guy called the distillery and asked to speak to the distillery manager and asked if he could purchase several liters of that wood beer for a thing he was having that weekend. So what are you talking about? And then, the cat got out of the bag. So at that point, Dougal and his father were brewing Duker's IPA, which was winning every Supreme Champion Award in the United Kingdom. And they found that this beer they've been throwing away for the last 2 years, that people actually were really into it. So they took a sample of it and brought it to the next Supreme Champion competition, and it actually was the first beer to beat Duker's in 5 years straight, a beer they've been throwing away for the previous 2 years. So at that point, there was a lot of things going on politically. The brewery, Caledonia, was bought, and then by an intermediary, which was bought by Heineken eventually. And so the father retired, and Dougal actually said, "I want to make this beer." So he offered it to Caledonia first and said, "Hey, could we brew this here?" And Caledonia said, "Well, what do we got to do?" "Well, we got to get barrels from the United States, got to reassemble them, flash char them, put our beer in them, store them in a bond warehouse, age them, rotate the barrels, blend them back together." And they said, "You're out of your damn mind." Basically kicked them out. So they did it on their own. I mean, it's a family-owned. Innocent Gun is a family-owned business. It's owned by the Sharp family still. And the two beers we were pouring today are the only two beers that are available in the United States. The original, which was the beer we just talked about, found by accident, a very simple beer: water, East Kent Golding hops, Optic Pale Ale malt, roasted barley, and yeast. That's it. It's what happens in the barrel that's so special. I tell people all the time, it's not that our brothers at Allagash or Lagunitas or Stone or Founders or Bell's or Blue Point couldn't make a beer like this. It's just they're not that crazy. Yeah. They're small breweries, and they don't have a friend with a forklift and a flamethrower and free weekends. They're trying to brew beer. So we do have a friend with a forklift and a flamethrower and free weekends. So
that's a good friend to have.
And keep in mind too, we're right in Scotland.
Right.
So those barrels are there. I mean, we're tripping over them.
Yeah.
Well, some of it's wood resources. I mean, like the Highland cask, the Highland 18 cask that's coming out here in the middle of September. I mean, try to get your hands on a barrel that's had single malt whiskey in it, Balvenie, Glenfiddich, Glenmorangie, for 18 years. It's previously had Jim Beam in it for 5 to 7. You're talking about a 25-year-old whiskey barrel. Try to get a hold of that.
Yeah.
I mean, our brewers are literally on the back dock smoking cigarettes, in my mind, drinking whiskey. And they're rolling a barrel out, and they're going, "Can I get that for a month or two?" Yeah. And a month or two, it's a distiller, is nothing. They need that barrel for 12, 18, 21 years. So we just have better wood resources than some of our friends and neighbors, and we're a little bit crazier. We're willing to throw out more beer. We destroy about $150,000 worth of the original every year in order to make it. And that's just at the raw material level. That's at brewing it, putting it in a barrel, letting it age for a month, and deciding that it's no good and just destroying it. So the very basic recipe of the original actually inspired us to kind of expand upon what if we took this very basic recipe and tried it in different barrels. So with the rum cask, we gave it one additional malt, rye crystal malt. Does two things: add some raisins to the flavor profile. Also, the available sugars bring up the ABV from 6.6 to 7.4. But we put that base beer with one additional malt in Navy Proof Jamaican rum barrels for 2 months, as opposed to bourbon in one, and it's a completely different beer.
Yeah.
Dark chocolate, raisin, plum, spice, vanilla. I think it's the greatest drinking dark beer that you can have all summer. It's just very approachable. I like to say, think of a Chimay Blue without all that Belgian yeast and bread in it, but I don't want to disparage my brothers at Chimay. I grew up drinking that beer, and I absolutely love it. It's different, not superior. Yeah.
Great. So, as John mentioned, the Highland cask should be available domestically mid-September. Which we're looking forward to. Very limited release. So, if you see a bottle and you're considering buying it, you're a fool because you should have already bought it. Also, I know that you guys have a holiday pack coming up, which is going to be featuring your winter beer.
It is. 2 weeks, we're going to have a winter beer that'll be available in the United States. We brought some sample packs over last year, some samples of this beer, and just kind of tested it in the United States, and to really jump at it because it is our interpretation of a barley wine. But what we like about winter beers, we take a different approach. I mean, instead of just like, if you don't like bourbon, you like Innocent Gun Original. If you do like bourbon, you like Innocent Gun Original. If you don't like rum, you like Innocent Gun Rum Cast. If you do like rum, you love Innocent Gun Rum Cast. If you don't like winter beers, I think you'll really enjoy Innocent Gun Winter Beer. If you do like winter beers, I think you'll maybe need an alibi and a friend who can keep a secret, because it gets a little silly. I mean, the subtlety, the moderation through barrel aging a beer like that really brings down the cinnamon, the nutmeg, the coriander, the spice. That gets a little intense after one or two. At some point, it's like kissing an elf or sucking on Santa's sock. It gets a little silly. So we can avoid that actually with barrel aging, because it's all about subtlety. It's not about complex malt and hop structures. It's not about putting a bunch of stuff in the beer. It's about creating a base beer that once you put in a barrel, they'll actually dance together. Our master brewer, Dougal Gunn Sharp, likes to say that all we are we're kind of like eHarmony or J-Date or whatever. Maybe not J-Date. I don't know. I don't want to disparage anybody. Let's put a Christian single. Let's throw them all in there.
Sugardaddy.com.
Sugardaddy.com is in there. All those guys. Where really all we do is put really good beer and really incredible barrels in a room together. And then once they make their magic, we take total full credit for it.
Nice.
We just sit around and claim to be like, oh yeah, it just came to me in the shower. We just
Head in the
we just
epiphany.
I can't turn it off. The reality of it is we just put really good beer and really good barrels in the same room together, and that magic just happens. And if there's nothing special about these barrels, then why are our brothers in Chile aging their pisco in it? Our brothers in France, aging their wine in it. Chardonnay makers are putting their wine in it. Why is it our brothers in Mexico are putting their tequilas in it? Why is it that 80% of all Scottish single malt whiskeys age their whiskeys in the same barrel? So there's obviously something to it. We didn't invent it. We're just taking advantage of it.
I know that Innocent Gun has been discussing the prospect and been looking into the prospect of offering the beer on draft domestically. Is that something that we're looking at in 2012?
Absolutely. First quarter of next year. I learned something about the beer business. They're telling me January, so I'm going to tell you April.
Nice.
So if it comes out in January, I look like a genius.
Regarding the holiday pack, including a very special Innocent Gun glass, does it only come with one because you're not going to want to share this delicious beer with anyone?
Yeah, I mean, the thing about it, it's 3 11.2-ounce bottles, 2 of the ones you already know, and 1 of the ones you can only get in that package. We're not going to sell it on premise. We're not going to sell it in bars. We're not going to sell it any other way but in that 4-pack. The glass is the glass that you've come to know and love. I mean, it's simple. It's iconic in my opinion. I mean, I bartended for a decade. And when we decided to make a beer glass, I said we cannot make that beer glass that I've seen countless times before, that if you touch, look at, or yell at, it's just going to explode. Yeah. It's got to be something that bartenders can drop, kick, roll across a mat, pick up, throw in a hot dishwasher, come out. It's a pub's glass.
And clearly the resolution to this one glass predicament is to buy 2 holiday packs if you could get your hands on them.
There you go.
Furthermore, you can find more about Innocent Gun at innocentgun.com. Also at innocentgunnews.com. You can find them on Facebook, Innocent Gun USA Incorporated, and also Twitter at Innocent Gun. Thanks so much for your time, John. We greatly appreciate it.
So very welcome. Thanks, guys. Really appreciate it.
Thank you, Ed.
We'd like to thank everyone for taking the time to speak with Travis and I in the midst of pouring beverages for everyone, and it means a lot to us. We'd also like to thank everyone at Starfish Junction for their hospitality. They're very kind to Travis and I, and we appreciate that. Right now, Travis is going to share some upcoming events with our kind listeners.
On Wednesday, September 14th, there is a beer and cheese pairing at Dex in Rocky Point. It's at pay-as-you-go price, and it starts at 8 p.m. and goes until 11 p.m. On Friday, September 16th, there is Pumpkin Bonanza, a tap and barrel in Smithtown. It's 8 p.m. to midnight and also a pay-as-you-go price. Saturday, September 17th, is TJ Finley's 4th annual Oktoberfest. It's in Bayshore, it's from 4 p.m. until 10 p.m., and it is a pay-as-you-go price as well. Also on September 17th is Long Ireland's grand opening halfway to St. Patrick's Day celebration. It's from 1 p.m. until 5 p.m. It's a pay-as-you-go price, and I highly, highly recommend attending. If you're looking to take a bus out to the Long Ireland party, please visit tappedenterprises.com to get information on how to do just that. The following day, on Sunday, September 18th, is a wine, beer, and oyster festival at Jamesport Vineyards in Jamesport. It starts at 12 noon and goes until 8 p.m., and the admission is $10, which includes your first drink.
Trev, that's also my 30th birthday.
And that's Mike's 30th birthday. So chances are I will not be at Jamesport Vineyards on Sunday, September 18th. I'll most likely be paying homage to Michael Holland of the Beer Amigos.
Thanks, Trev. I appreciate that. We really like to thank everyone, all our new listeners that we've added since the festival. All of you that have taken the time to check us out on Facebook as well. It's appreciated.
Definitely.
And we look forward to the fall and what it brings us. Many events, delicious beers, good times, great people.
Pumpkin carving.
Pumpkin carving, yes.
Hay rides.
Hay rides.
Scary stuff. Haunted houses.
There you go. That's what they're called.
Yeah. Scary stuff.
Scary stuff.
Jack-o'-lanterns.
Yeah.
Yes, definitely.
So that concludes episode 4. We look forward to recording episode 5 in the near future and seeing all your beautiful faces out on the town.
Oh, yeah. Until then,
adios, amigos. Thanks for listening.
We are the Beer Amigos. We like beer. We are amigos. And that's why we call ourselves the Beer Amigos. Everybody. We are the Beer Amigos. We like beer. We are amigos. And that's why we call ourselves the Beer Amigos. The Beer Amigos.